What's up, fam? How you doing? Glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by another episode of Mom, Dad, and the Girls DIY. If you're new here, be sure to smash the thumbs up button and click to subscribe. The button's not here. It's going to be down in the description. We really appreciate that. We are a YouTube vlogging family that does a little bit of everything. Reviews, challenges, DIYs, just everyday vlogs. And we've been focusing a lot lately on starting a small business. And we've been in the garage, turning into a little wood shop, because that's what we're doing. We're doing woodworking. We love it. It's fun. It's a challenge. I'm definitely a problem solver. So my last video that I did for a barn door didn't seem to turn out too well, because that was my first time doing a DIY video, instructional video. So this one should change all of that. So again, smash the thumbs up button and let's dive into the barn door build, because that's the reason you're here. Today we are going to be building a barn door for an awesome customer. It's going to be 28.5 by 87 inches tall. Single sliding barn door, very nice. We're going to go ahead and start out with some 1x6 by 8 foot tongue and groove pine. Because it's going to be a little bit smaller of a door, I opted to go with a 1x4 instead of a 1x6 for the frame and decorative design. I'm also going to use a 1x4 by 8 for the header, just to get it off of the wall and during the install. I may film that, I may not, I don't know exactly about filming in customers' homes just yet. So let's go ahead and jump into the build. First thing you're going to do is go and gather all your materials. I'm going to post a picture right now. Once you have that, here's the tools I'm going to be using. After that, say hi to the oldest one. Where are you going?
Oh, hi.
Say hi.
Hi, what are you telling them?
I just showed them what materials list I bought and the tools that Daddy's going to be using to build this barn door.
You're building a barn door?
I'm building a barn door again.
I'm excited.
Tell them what they should do during this video.
You should hit the thumbs up button.
Absolutely.
And subscribe. And make sure you hit...
There's another one!
Hi! Come here!
Can you say hi?
Hi!
Also, if you're in the local Tampa Bay area, check out circleandfurnishings.com. Circleandfurnishings.com. This could be yours.
You
All right. What's up, ladies? What do you need?
You should also hit the bell so you know when Daddy makes a new video.
That's true.
Yeah, even Daddy said make a birdhouse just for the birds.
You want to make a birdhouse? We'll still do a birdhouse video.
Yeah.
All right, you girls go finish lunch. I'm going to build this, and I'm going to turn on some equipment, so it's going to get loud and dusty in here.
Gummy bears.
Yes.
Me?
Both of you. After lunch, if you're done everything, yes, ma'am.
Come on now.
All right, like I said, we are a family vlogging channel, so if you want to see more of that, be sure to subscribe and check out all of our other stuff. But again, let's jump into the barn door build. First thing you're going to do is take tape measure, speed square, pencil, mark all these down to your desired length. If you need to go bigger, get the 10 foot, get the 12 foot. Let's do a huge door if you want. But right now I'm knocking these out at 87 inches. So let's go ahead and measure this, and we'll get it cut down on the miter saw. So what I did here, I just went and cut them down to my length. You can pretty much chop them down with your miter saw. You can just circular saw, a jigsaw, a hand saw, maybe even a hacksaw, whatever you have. You can just cut them down to your desired length for your door. Now, what I'm doing here is checking these boards for any bowing, any cupping, any warping, anything crazy, because you know they were picked up from a big box store. I'm also arranging them by grain. I'll show you a little bit more in depth here in 1 second. Exactly why I'm doing that. Now I'm taking these boards and alternating the grain. Now this one goes down, this one goes up, this one goes down, sort of. This one goes up, this one goes down, this one goes up. Now I'm sorting all these out, so if they start to cup or bow, each one will start to resist and fight the other one of bowing or cupping. So it works, but I also use a little bit of glue to hold them together. Not too much in the tongue and groove sections, but you do need to leave some room for expansion, because it is wood. It's going to move on you, especially here in Florida. Humidity is crazy. So the next step is simply rip these boards down to get your overall needed width. I need a door to be 28.5 inches, so what I'm going to do is rip the tongue off of one side, which is about a half, and then a little over an inch and some change off of the other side to give me my overall needed 28.5 just get them all nice square edge, looking pretty, and we're going to go ahead and frame this out into a mid-rail style. It's the style the customer chose, but let's get over to the table saw. Now, when you jump onto a table saw, make sure you have all of your needed PPE, your personal protective equipment. Also, I know gloves are a no-no for most when it comes to power tools. Me, I understand the risk, I know them, I assume them. Please practice your own personal safety regimen. So let's go ahead and get these boards taken care of though. Now here we are, just doing a little bit of cleanup because I try to clean up between each and every step. I am working out of a small, well not a small, but I'm working out of a small shop, little 2-car garage. So let's keep it clean, guys. All right, now that you've got them ripped down to the correct width, you've got them cross-cut to the correct length, you are ready to assemble. I've done this a few different ways. One, I like to hold this side, my wife gets on the other, we push it together, get a couple measurements, do the frame, and you're good. The other way, I went and picked up some 60-inch pipe clamps, and I use those for the really, really big doors, and I have to do them by myself. And so I don't have a chance for her to come down and help me push this together. This is a smaller door. Like I said, it's going to be on, this is the size of the workbench I plan to build, so it's on top of here. I think what I'm going to try to do today is just get a level and clamp it to this side of the workbench, get another level, clamp it to this side of the workbench, and fit that in to the 90-degree here, push everything together myself, and I should be able to get a square door by doing it that way. So let's go ahead and jump into set everything up. What I'm going to use today is going to be a, I don't know, 6-foot level, and then a little 24-inch level for the top to make the cross side. A couple little squeeze clamps, and then you're good to go. Use whatever you got on hand though. Now here we are just cutting the overall frame for the door. I do like to make sure the top part of the frame and the bottom part of the frame span the entire width of the door, and then I run my 2 side rails in between there. Definitely helps to keep the door nice and rigid, plus all of the tongue and groove pieces will be screwed into that top and bottom rail. Now what I'm doing is putting a little bit of glue in those tongues, smacking them all together up against the level so we get a nice square door. Running a couple screws in each of the corners of the top part of the frame and the bottom part of the frame. And then I think I actually call the wife down here in a minute to help me check for square. Just run your tape measure from corner to corner. Measurements are the same, good to go. If not, tap, 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 get it where you need to go, and screw the rest of the frame down. Now what I'm doing here is just running my screw marks. So I put one at 1 inch down, then one every 16 inches after that, and then 1 inch up. I also use a counter-sinking drill bit to put all the holes in there so they're easy to fill later on. Put your glue on there, smear it all so you get a good nice lamination, and screw away. Get it all nice and tight, level, pull it nice and flush, do the exact same thing on that side, and you're pretty much done with the framing of your door. Decide what type of style you want the door to be and knock that out. Me, I'm measuring for the middle because it's going to be a mid-rail. I went ahead and cut the board down, got it how I wanted it, looked perfect. Went ahead and set it back up there and realized what happened. The board released, it warped really, really bad. So I had some extra 1x6 over in the scrap wood pile. I cut that down to a 1x4, and here we go. All right, so we're doing a little bit of cleanup in between steps, trying to make sure the shop stays nice and clean. Getting ready to sand this door. Just using a regular random orbital sander here with some Diablo sandpaper. I'm going to start with 80 grit, run up to 120, 150, and finally finish off with 320. Probably going to repeat that step here, but that's after we fill the door. All right, there you have it. Built, done. If you didn't want to do the mid-rail, you can do any other design. That's just the one we're doing. I'll do another video next time I get a different design ordered. The next step that I'm going to do is fill it with some wood filler to fill all the holes and any other of the expansion gaps that I left open. Bondo wood filler has been by far the best wood filler that I've used so far. You know, it still will crack out some when it comes to Florida because the wood just expands way too much. So I use that. A lot of people recommend using wood glue and some sawdust. I haven't had any real luck with that as far as being stainable. So I just use Bondo wood filler whenever I can. Use whatever wood filler you choose to use. Post in the comments which one you're gonna do. So I'm going to fill this, and then I'll run it over with some 120 grit, 150, and then 320 at all the spots that I filled. Everything else has already been sanded, like I said, so it is ready for paint or stain, whatever you want to do. We're actually going to stain this one a really cool sun-bleached color, so I'm kind of excited about that. And yeah, let's go ahead and fill it real quick. All right, first things first, get on your gear again. Make sure you switch out your filters. Don't want to be using particle filters when this stuff's kicking off the vapor that it does. So switch over to the organic vapor filters. They work great from 3M. I do use the little half mask. Oh, hi wife. So we're just gonna go ahead and fill these, and then I wait for a little bit so it hardens, scrape it all back off with a multi-painter's tool, and then I just wait to run the sander right back over it. If you build one off the plans, guys, let me know. If I need to make this any better, let me know in the comments, because I want to do this for you guys. Yeah, happy woodworking.